This is the video where I'll be talking about my experience with drama and the two questions that needs to be answered. It was in the middle of quarter one when I joined the drama class. I was pretty excited at the time because I thought to myself that I could act in front of the stage and being a drama student. I was hoping that I could work with my friends since they were in drama too. Unfortunately, I was assigned in a different class, but it was cool. I'm totally fine with it. The first day of drama class was pretty fun, I think. Everybody was moving and collaborating on a show that needs to be done. I was totally surprised of what everybody was doing. I saw people working on tech. I saw people acting and reading our script, and I see directors talking about the play that they are doing. Everybody in the classroom was very serious about their job, and it amazed me. I was very lost since I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there in the middle of the class and was just looking around the classroom to see what everybody was doing. Luckily, you, Miss Neymar, you came up to me and told me that I should join the tech group, which I did, and it was pretty fun doing all the technical stuff. For tech, they got jobs such as music designer, sound designer, and lighting designer. Out of all the three, I chose to be a sound manager for Jane Eyre, and that was my first job and my first show. Uh, it is the job where I find sounds that fit the theme for Jane Eyre and write for the show. The play that I was going to focus on was Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre is the story of a young orphan girl named, surprisingly, Jane Eyre, who lives with her aunt and cousin at the Gateshead Hall. Her life is really difficult, and she's been through a lot of problems in her life. The sound for Jane Eyre contains sounds such as horror laugh, doorbell rings, and horror music. Miss Neymar, you told me that it is essential to read the play before you make any progress, and you gave me, the tech team, including me, a lot of great tips and motivational speech to make us improve and be better. Our job is to create an opening, a playbill, have great sounds and lights for the show. I was partnered up with John. The first thing we did was read the play and understanding the character emotion and their development, and also the storyline on how it is progressed through time. We wrote down and highlighted important details for the play and discussed where sound and light should be. After 2 or 3 days of creating the playbill, finding sound and making good lights for the play, we finally came together as a team to rehearse the show. I was very nervous since it was my first time doing the play with the actors and the team, and I think it was about the nervousness that made me create a lot of minor errors to the play, and I knew that I needed to improve on that. For all of the time in quarter one, John and I used our time wisely to have the right lights and sound effects. We made some errors during the show, but we gave each other good advice on not to mess things up and affect the play. The actors needed some work on their performance on the stage as well. Then quarter two came. Miss Neymar, you told the class that quarter two is going to be extremely hard, and you said that you are very strict about the progress of the play and how your performance in class can dramatically affect your grade overall. And you also told us that there will be a theater festival as well. From that moment, I knew that I needed to do what I need to do. I went through, me and the team went through multiple rehearsal, and we did make a lot of progress of the play. I saw the actors were working really hard on their performance, and try not using the script from the play when they act. I still have to work on my sound and know when to use it accurately for the show. I saw John made a lot of progress over the time as well. He has improved and became a director for the play and gave various tips for the actors such as tone, movement, and expression. We kept rehearse to the point where we actually really good at the play. For the play, for me, not only that I did sound, but I also had to go through the play and work together with John and the actors and talking about the gesture, dialogue tones between the actors, and also expression um, for the actor during the performance. After a few weeks of practicing, I finally knew what I needed to do in order to accomplish my goal for the play. Um, over the course of over the course of rehearsing, I have made a lot of improvement with sounds, effects, and knew the right moment to use the sound so the actor can perform their play in front of the class. And then the theater festival came. Miss Nema, you told us that you're not gonna be on the theater festival because you have family issues. But for the drama C class, we know that we need to put all our effort into this assessment because it's really important, not just for the class, but for the audience as well, because we want them to have a good time during the show. Everybody was very nervous because they saw so many people visiting the show. The first show that we did was the Brazilian cat. The show was pretty good, and the actor did pretty well during the play. The next show was the case of the frustrated corpse. I was really amazed with the performance of Koi, and the play was mainly to entertain the audience and make them laugh, and I think Koi did a fantastic job on his part. The last show was about to begin, and it was Jane Eyre, which was my show. I was very anxious about the play, still even though I have been practicing hard on my part, but I still have the feeling that I'm gonna mess things up. My heart was beating very fast because I knew if I did something wrong, I'm gonna ruin the whole play. Um, the show started with an opening. The audience was calm and relaxed, and the actors are ready to perform. The performance was really good. There were a few minor mistakes from the actors, and I believe it all came from their nervousness and the pressure they have been putting upon them. John and I did a pretty decent job as well. I made one error, which made me really angry about it. John did an awesome job on lighting. He made one error as well, and him and I think that it was something wrong with the device, not from him. At the final moment, we did a great job on everything. The audience was in love with the play, and I didn't expect the outcome for the people, from the people. I was very satisfied with my performance. For me, I personally think that the first semester was pretty successful, even though I came to the class very late and I didn't get to work with my friends. In the end, I was pretty happy with the outcome, and with the support from John, I had improved a lot with the drama class. And then quarter three came. Quarter three came. This was the moment where everything changed for me. We were introduced with a new way of acting and performing in the drama, which was devising. Devising includes movement from the actors and how to use those movements and gestures to create a play that the audience can understand what's going on. This was the moment where I found myself really lost in the middle of the crowd. For me, if I was in the other drama class, I would have been different since I got to work with my friends and be very comfortable with them. It was hard for me since I'm the only senior in the class, and it was difficult for me to relate to the freshmen and sophomore because they already have their own group of people. It was like a clique. Um, it was difficult to blend in with them, and it was also hard for me to keep my opinion about something because I know not a lot of them will be satisfied with my idea. That's how I feel. And I also realized that acting was not something that I'm actually good at. Thankfully, Miss Neymar, you saw this problem that I'm currently facing, and you can tell from the look at my face that I'm not really comfortable with all the acting kind of stuff. So you told me to come and have a talk with you. I told you that I'm not really comfortable working with a freshman and sophomore, and I feel like an outcast. And it was a difficult time for me to talk to them because they already have their friends and all that stuff. You saw the situation that I'm currently in, and you told me to become a cameraman. I was pretty surprised and thankful for the decision that you made. At the start of quarter 3, I became a photographer and video recorder. I recorded and took all the movement of the moments from the Cinderella and street vibes. I learned that it was kinda difficult to capture important moments from the actors because they were performing really quick and very active all the time. So I had to focus on every second and try to take and record important moments for the collection. The purpose of my job is to capture essential things such as clips and pictures for you, Miss Neymar. For quarter 3, I wasn't feeling really proud of myself since drama is all about acting and creating different movements and entertain the audience. I saw students working together to create a good show and create a masterpiece for the audience and did a lot of rehearsal together, and additionally they also practiced and developed their emotion to the play. When I saw things like that, I was very disappointed in myself because for me I could have done so much more, especially with the drama class in general. And that's one of the reasons why I try to be as productive as I can for the class. um, I try to talk to John on how he can improve the play, especially with the actors, and I try my best to do a lot of little things such as giving tips and be a supportive member in general. During the second semester, I recorded videos and took pictures, and that was my job essentially. My favorite moments of being a photographer was definitely taking pictures and moments of cyberbullying. At the end, I took about 10 different pictures which represented the different situations and ways how people bullying each other physically, physically and mentally. I was really surprised and proud of the actors on how they used devising tips and tricks from you to enhance their ability to make really good devising moments, and it was shown in the cyberbullying category. I was kind of proud of myself at that specific moment because the second semester was all about practicing the play and working behind the scenes, and I was happy that I could do something to the drama class. The worst moment in drama C was definitely the Cinderella video incident. I was very shocked and angry when the video turned out very poorly because I remember that I checked everything and it was right, but somehow it turned to be very dreadful. Of course, I did fix the problem and you were fine with it. But for me, I didn't feel right about it since my job wasn't as hard as other jobs such as acting, directing, and producing. I felt like that mistake made me angry about myself since I only have one job and I couldn't do it right. For the rest of the quarter 4, I was just taking pictures of blind dates, the shop girl's revenge, and Cinderella. I was just feeling alright about the job, and I gave actors some tips on how they can improve it even better. It was not that easy since most of my friends were in the other class, but it turned out just fine. I did find myself pretty comfortable talking to people, such as Nemo, John, Coy, and Sean. They gave me a lot of useful information about what they are doing, and they showed me how their job can make a huge impact to the show. Everything was very stable, and it helped you and all the students in Drama C class can make good memories together and have a wonderful year at IAS. From quarter 1 to quarter 4, I learned a lot of drama such as acting, producing, designing, and directing. Miss Naima, you gave students a lot of great tips, motivational speech, and mental issues to help them to be a better version of themselves. From the beginning to the end, I have witnessed the development of each student, especially Nick. From the start, he was very playful and careless, which was understandable because life is all about having fun and enjoying the simple things before you enter college and have to be responsible. But over the time, I saw him develop to be more mature and be more responsible toward the class. Not only Nick, but for everybody in the classroom. And you, Miss Neymar, you gave them a lot of motivational speech and positively impact them. For the people that want to take drama but not really confident with all the acting and movement on the stage, my advice to you is that you need to be good at some other factors such as designing, good at tech or directing. For drama, I think if you study art, then everything would be easier for you since drama and art are almost identical. Creativity is really important when you are doing art, so I think if you are creative, then you can apply some of those creativeness in drama. You can be very creative at devising because devising requires movement that connect to the story, and I personally think that creativity is essential for devising. Not only for devising in drama, it is important to create a playbill to interest the audience to come to the performance, and it's a great way for you to get extremely good at doing drama. I had a lot of fun in drama over the past 4 quarters. Everything in drama, everything in drama has its own uniqueness. It was a fun year doing drama with you, Miss Neymar, and the students. I wasn't expect I wasn't expecting to enjoy this much since most of my friends were in the other drama class. I really enjoy working with John and almost everybody in the classroom. I saw students working really hard to achieve their goal, meanwhile enjoying drama as well. It was a pleasure to work with amazing people. It would have been better if I could stay another year and work with the drama one more time. But unfortunately, I couldn't since this is my last year of high school. Once again, thanks Miss Naima and everybody for helping me know more about drama and gave me a really great time in the classroom. Thank you.